Okay, hi everyone, welcome back, and in this video we are going to check out GALA's price chart. And if you remember in the previous update, I believe we were right around these areas, and the idea was that maybe this move up is actually going to continue a little bit more. And in this update I have some more reasons to believe this move is indeed going to continue. So let's start first counting some waves. And what do we have in this area? We talked about it before. If you want to be bullish and you want to call this point our final low, well, okay, this can be like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave impulsive structure. Excuse me, let's just take this one, maybe something like this. Followed by that, this is now, I think we can all agree, a correction structure. And from this point moving forward, I think we are on our way to have a 5 wave impulsive movement on the upside. And this can be, I guess, probably to about this point, I would say a wave 1. This is maybe like an A, B, C in form of a running flat into wave 2. And at the moment, we might be on our way to have a relatively strong move up into wave 3 and 4 and 5. And then what really happens in here for me is very, very important. If we get in these areas a corrective movement and then another move on the upside, that could be, from my point of view at least, a great sign in GALA, indicating the final low is already in. On the other hand, from here, if we get like a very strong move down in order to especially take this low, okay, that's not going to be a good sign, suggesting we're going to have maybe like another move down in order to take the lowest low in here, about 1.1 cents, and then that will be it, our final low. Do not get me wrong. This is just the short-term analysis. In the midterm, around these areas, we talked about this thing so many times when we were writing here. I believe GALA is a huge buying opportunity because the risk to reward ratios in here are insanely good. So basically, I said we can have two different possibilities in here. One scenario suggests from these areas we're going to get a move down. The other one suggests we're going to do something like this and then another move on the upside. But that's not, in the short term at least, the main point. The main point is that more likely than not, for the next, I would say maybe like 2-3 days, we can expect a continuation of this move on the upside. This is the point that I'm trying to make. Now, do we have some more reasons to be a bit optimistic in the short term? The answer is yes. You see, in terms of classic technical analysis, meaning support and resistances, in my opinion, sure, ahead of us, we are having a very important resistance, but it's actually way up here between, let's say, 1.9 to about 2.1 cents. And I believe this is from mainly daily time frame, and it is also kind of a resistance area from weekly chart, but mainly again this is from daily time frame, and this is the key. In these areas, until we get here, I don't really believe that we are having a whole lot of strong resistances, so makes sense to say this move up in GALA is going to continue a little bit more. And here is my final reason for why I would like to be optimistic in the short term. Let's just delete every wave. Excuse me, what just happened? There we go. So what do we have in this area? I don't know if you like classic patterns, but if you do, I think we can all kind of agree that this is a beautiful head and shoulder structure, and it did get confirmed. Why is that? You see, if you want to say this head and shoulder is actually happening, you need to see a break of the neckline and then pull back and a continuation of the move up, and we have exactly that. This is our initial breaking phase, followed by that, I would say, a relatively violent pullback. And then what happened? We continued our move up, and in this move, we took this important high about 1.6 cents. So this is, from my point of view, definitely an optimistic sign. And what is going to be the target for it? First things first, this is so important. Please pay attention. You need to put your chart on regular scale, and then you need to measure the height of your head and shoulder, in this case from here to about this high, and you need to put this thing at your breaking point. And as you can see, that will once more give you like a 1.9 to, I would say, like a 2 cents GALA, indicating from the current point our move up can continue possibly for another 15 to even 20%. So for now in GALA, I'm expecting this move up to continue a bit more. And in that move, number one, if we take this high about, let's say, 1.9 cents, that could be a very optimistic sign. Number two, if we manage to, after this move, get a consolidation and have another move on the upside, that could be yet another bullish sign. And at the same time, during this phase up, if we manage to successfully get back above this important resistance area and basically reclaim this thing and convert it to a support, that could be, I would say, our final beautiful bullish sign, suggesting maybe in Gala the final low is already in. But as long as we're not having that, I think we need to be a bit patient and also a bit careful. And having said all that, let's just see a continuation of this move for another at least 15 to, I would say, potentially 20%. And I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in Gala's price chart. Anyway, if you found any value in my content, I would really appreciate if you like this video and consider subscribing to my channel, and also follow me on Twitter. And until the next update, I hope you have a wonderful time. Goodbye.